First of all, happy Thanksgiving. Now, here's the thing. This is going to be a little bit of a different episode. I wanted to make something special where I just speak from the heart instead of a bunch of index cards and scripts. While I'll continue to do that, I wanted to do something different, especially because Thanksgiving is my most favorite holiday. Now, let me be clear. Thanksgiving, I didn't grow up celebrating it. I wasn't actually born in the US. So until I moved to this country, and in fact, until I went to college, in college was the first time I had a true Thanksgiving dinner. And ever since then, I fell in love with the holiday. It's my most favorite holiday. And one of the biggest reasons it became my most favorite holiday is because of the rituals around it, because of this tradition around it. And out of that, I swear this is what happened. I'm not trying to angle this for clickbait and trend jacking. I learned the most important principle for startup success. And I learned the principle of gratitude. And so in this episode, it's gonna be a little different. I wanna talk a little bit around Thanksgiving. I wanna talk a little bit around gratitude. I wanna talk a little bit around why that principle of gratitude, expressing gratitude, is the biggest superpower that you can get to be a successful founder, successful CEO, just a successful human. Because ever since I discovered this and really honed in on it, it's completely changed my life. And it can really, really help you too as you navigate the Shawshank crawl to product market fit and to the next stage of growth and to growing your SaaS business. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. This video is gonna be a little bit different. Usually, I bring you a video every Sunday where I give you actionable strategies on how to grow your SaaS business faster. But this video, I'm gonna be talking a little bit from the heart to everyone that's been following me in this channel. This is now one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube, especially when it comes to B2B SaaS. So I wanna just talk about that, but you should still subscribe. So if you wanna be notified when I do the actionable videos, if you wanna get to know me a little bit more, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you are part of this fast growing community, if you're part of my coaching programs, if you're part of this unstoppable community, my people, really welcome back. It's so awesome to see you here. And I'm so thankful that you're here because I wanted to just take a moment and talk about Thanksgiving. I wanted to talk about a few things that I'm grateful for, one of them being you, right here in this whole thing that we've got going on. And I also want to talk about how important that is and how that's helped me in my own startup journey. So hopefully that's okay. It's going to be a little bit different of a video. If you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And let's get into why Thanksgiving first. So first of all, my first ever Thanksgiving dinner ever was when I was a freshman in college. My college roommate and I and a few others that lived right around us were all rushing the same fraternity. And we got invited to their Thanksgiving dinner. We were essentially pledges by then. In fact, I think we might have been brothers already because it was like that second semester. And anyway, they were like, come over for Thanksgiving dinner. And I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, I'll be there. And we always did dinner, but man, this was insane. Like we were making all these different turkeys. We had over 40 brothers in the house and everyone was pitching in. And we all sat together and we had that Thanksgiving dinner. And that was one of the first times where I really understood and saw and experienced the ethos behind Thanksgiving. Now, don't get me wrong, we were still a bunch of fraternity guys and we were all just hanging out. It wasn't that deep, but I was so inspired by it and I just enjoyed it so much. I went home for that weekend for Thanksgiving break, and then I told my mom, I'm like, we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner. We gotta do it. And they're like, okay. And literally I dragged my mom to the supermarket and we got a turkey and we got all the sides. And we had our first Thanksgiving dinner as a family. And it's not that we skipped Thanksgiving or didn't have dinner during Thanksgiving, but we never did the thing, true Thanksgiving dinner with all the sides and everything. We would get like a duck because you can spice it better than turkey. But I was like, we gotta have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner and we gotta do the ritual. We're gonna talk about what we're grateful for. And that's when I really fell in love. And ever since then, I've incorporated this holiday because it's truly my most favorite holiday with everything. I made sure that we do it with our teams. I make sure that I do it with family. In fact, I'm hosting my family. I'm filming this right before Thanksgiving. It'll get published right after. I'm hosting my family here at my place. And now we still don't do duck, but we do a we do a curry spice turkey because it still tastes better. Turkey's tough. Tough audience too. They want their spices. So we have this whole system, and Thanksgiving is my most important and most favorite holiday. And the reason for it is right down to, we go around the table and I ask, like, what are you guys thankful for? Where each of you go, like, because no matter where you are in life, no matter what's going on, no matter the ups or the downs, being able to be thankful, to express gratitude is something that just breaks all the patterns, the negative patterns that are going on. And this is why it became my favorite holiday. But out of that came this principle that I learned, that I started applying just even beyond Thanksgiving, because I learned that, you know what, we can sit down, and there were years that were great, there were years that were bad, there were years that terrible things happened, there were years that amazing things happened, but we were still able to have that dinner and really talk about what were we grateful for. And you are required to come up with at least one thing you were grateful for. And that trained me in the ups and downs, what I call the Shawshank crawl of building companies, building startups, being an executive at a 450 million ARR company, like all of that. It just taught me that gratitude is this one tool that if you can master, you can get through anything. In fact, it's one of the ethos of Unstoppable. The whole point of Unstoppable is no matter what the obstacles, and there will be obstacles, there is always another way. Now, how do you find that next way? And I learned that in those moments where, my family would sit down and we would share, like, what's one thing you're grateful for, it would just unlock like gratitude, and it would unlock this feeling of possibility no matter where we were. And the way that translated was in my own startup journey, and I'm fully transparent about this, my startup journey was never perfect. It was pretty awesome, but it was never perfect. It was not the best, but it was great. And so I'm always upfront about, look, there's ups and downs. It's literally the Shawshank crawl to product market fit, to the next stage of growth, to the next round, to the exit, to the integration, all of it. And what I learned was, in the best of times, when things were going incredibly well, if I could tap into gratitude, then more possibilities opened. In the worst of times, when there was a moment where we had to do layoffs and the company was in trouble and we had to turn it around, and we did, and then we sold it. And even in those worst times, I learned that if I could express gratitude of even one thing that was going well, and like, thank God, like, we don't have to pay that much payroll anymore, and we have way more runway, and now we can do things, and we can do these things that we were supposedly too big to do, but now we can, because that's how I like it anyway. There was this moment of gratitude that opened up more possibilities. And the reason I wanted to share this is because it's very easy to, just commercialize these holidays. But because it's so important to me, I didn't want to do another video on like, here's how go-to-market strategy. Don't worry, that's coming next week. But I wanted to talk a little bit around like, man, this is a superpower if you can tap into it. And so you may be wondering like, all right, TK, like, I'll do the Thanksgiving dinner. And maybe, we have so much of an audience outside of the United States, so maybe you're not even celebrating Thanksgiving. That doesn't mean you don't need Thanksgiving. You don't need the commercial aspect of Thanksgiving. What I want you to take away is engrave this index card of gratitude. Keep it as a tool. In fact, get an index card and write gratitude on it. And the next time everything is going amazing, you hit a certain inflection point in the business where you raise a Series A, right? In my go-to-market program, we just had a number of founders that raised a Series A. And I'm like, as soon as you hit that, like, express gratitude. But if you're having a terrible time, something's not working, pull that card and say, well, let's just find the one thing that we can actually be happy about or express some gratitude, because there's always that silver lining. The reason for this is it'll help you get through those times and help you actually figure out what's next. And that's the only way you can continue to grow. The thing that I've noticed with founders, and this is true in my own founder journey, this is not just like a you thing, or like I've been guilty of this also. One of the things that we are great at as founders is setting goals. We set goals and we crush them. That's what we're great at. And the founders that can't crush them, they set new goals and then crush them. And eventually they'll crush them. One of the worst things we as founders have is we'll set a goal and it will work towards it. And as we are accomplishing that goal, we will actually move the goalpost to here. And so we're like, okay, well, I was supposed to get to 1 million ARR, now I need to get to 3. So we'll move the goalpost, and then you're like, okay, I gotta get to this goal. And as you're reaching this 3 million, you're like, now we gotta get to 10. You keep moving the goalpost, and you never have that moment where you hit the goal. This is classic tendency with high achievers. This is classic tendency with entrepreneurs. This is classic tendency with founders and CEOs. This is just how we're built. This is part of the reason why we are successful, because we're constantly striving to do better and better. But I'll tell you, one of the biggest reasons founders fail is because they fail to actually express gratitude, to actually lock in that win. to actually recognize that, hey, I hit that goal. Now we're gonna set a bigger goal. The biggest unlock that I found in my life, and I wish I learned this way earlier than freshman year of college, I wish I'd really codified this way earlier than maybe a couple of years ago, is as you are hitting goals, as you're going through inflection points, as you're winning things, you gotta pause before you set a bigger goal, before you move the goalpost, and express some gratitude. And that will be a complete game changer for you. And I guarantee two things will happen. One, in the worst times, if you can find some form of gratitude, well, at least we have this, at least we have our customers, like whatever it may be, I promise you, you will find new opportunities open up. If you get to a point where you have a wild win, something you've been working towards for so long, and you lock it in, and you can find a way to celebrate that and express some gratitude, I guarantee a bigger vision will emerge. A truer version of what you're trying to build will emerge. And when you do that, in the best cases and the worst cases, you do it little by little by little, you keep expressing that gratitude. It just opens up your mind to be like, oh my God, anything's possible. And you truly become unstoppable. And that is the biggest principle. Like, we talk so much about pricing strategy, go-to-market strategy, positioning, marketing, so much. There's so much to building companies. We tend to forget that a big part of it is you, the leader. The big part of it is your mindset, your ability to go execute, your ability to stay positive and lead and inspire. And all of that becomes so much easier when you start using this little tool. It's so silly, and I'm almost like, man, I can't believe I'm doing a video like this, and my team is probably gonna be like, what are you doing? This is not backed by our data. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I wanted to share this with you, even if it's just our followers that see this video and we get no new followers. I'm okay with that. I want to share with you because it just means so much to me. And one of the things I found is the more gratitude that I actually express, the more that I give. We've instituted a policy where 10% of our gross revenues goes to giving. We just like 10% off the top, like goes to giving as often as we can. The more I give, the more gratitude I express, the better everything works. I can't explain why, it just does. And I'm like, cool, let's go do more of that because I like doing that. I really love doing that. And that makes the world of difference for me. So I wanted to share that gift with you. And speaking of gratitude, I also wanted to share, like, I am so deeply thankful. I have so much eternal gratitude for you, the person, like literally, like you watching this video, this episode, you smashing the like button, you being subscribed, you being part of my coaching programs. This is the best thing I've ever done in my life, like ever. And it's not like I hated anything I did before in my life. I know that I never could have been doing this, where I coach founders, where I serve you to the highest way possible to help you build epic businesses and hopefully like impact your personal life as well to live a better life. I would not be able to do any of that if I hadn't done the 15 years of being a SaaS operator. So I recognize that. But I truly wake up so grateful for being able to serve all of the people, all of our subscribers, all of the members of our Unstoppable community. Best thing, I seriously love what I do. In this Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for all the blessings. I'm thankful for my ability to give. But like out of all of that, I'm so thankful for the purpose that you give me in my life in allowing me to serve you in the way that I do. I'm so thankful for the messages that I get. I'm so thankful for the people that join my programs and work with me in a deeper way. I'm just thankful for all of it because I really enjoy it. I really do. I love it. And now that we're starting to see the success stories, I love that even more. It just brings meaning. One of the things I was sharing with the founder recently was, I asked him actually, I was like, hey, like after you sold your company, did you cry? And he like just looked at me with this look. And I recognized the look. The look was like, who told you? and I was like, I'm just asking. He's like, yeah, a little bit. I did. Who told you? And he's like blurted it out. I'm like, no one told me. I think it's totally normal. I did too. When I saw ToutApp, I cried the next morning, even though that's everything we were working towards. I did cry. The thing that they don't tell you when you sell your company is, in a way, you're also selling your purpose. The reason you wake up every morning, because for however many years, 6, 7 years, I would wake up every morning and I'd be like, ToutApp, let's go. There were other things in my life, but that was a big part of it. That was my big vision, and I was working towards that. When you sell the company that morning, I was like, what? Like what? What am I doing? Like, what's that? And you sell your purpose. thankfully for me, I found renewed purpose in Marketo, and I really went to work hard for that because I really believed in that brand, that company, and everything we were doing, and we sold that company too. And then we sold that to Adobe, and the next morning I woke up again and I'm like, Adobe. And I'm like, nope, not Adobe. I'm like, what's my purpose? And one of the things they don't tell you is you do sell your purpose along with the company, and it's not guaranteed that you'll find your next purpose, the thing that really gets you going. I found that in Unstoppable, in serving all of you, in coaching SaaS founders and helping you guys build incredible businesses. I truly found like true purpose in that. And I think you can tell that, like you can't fake that. I think all of my clients, all of the members of my coaching programs know that. Like, it's like one founder was like, I think you just did this so you can hang out with CEOs and founders every Wednesday on a group call. And I'm like, that's not entirely false. Like, it's not false. It's a big part of why I do this. I was on a call someone like recently, and they were like, "Why do you do this coaching thing?" As if like it was like this is dumb. And I'm like, because I'm great at it and I can do whatever I want and I love doing this. Like, that was my honest answer. But it was meant as a slight. And I'm like, maybe you should think about what your purpose is. Anyway, I say all of this to really put a bow on, like, thank you so much. Like, seriously, thank you for following this channel. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for emailing and engaging and commenting, and thank you for being part of my coaching programs. And all of you guys like bring purpose to my life and fulfillment in my life to a level that has been unparalleled in my life, and I can honestly say that. And the reason I share that is because you can have that too. The way I got there is I kept working at the next thing and the next thing, and I kept expressing gratitude. And I found that the more gratitude I expressed and the more I gave, the more I received of what truly brought me fulfillment. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so truly, thank you. One of the coolest things about building something, whether it's a startup or a company or wherever, as you're growing it, like even Unstoppable, it's a company, and like we serve SaaS founders, that's our thing. Like, the vision becomes truer as you go. Like, it becomes bigger and bigger, and it becomes more truer. The kernel of why you started it, as you continue to scale, it becomes a truer version and a bigger version, and it starts to click. And that's what I see with Unstoppable now, as more and more folks join and work with us and join this channel. And that's the coolest thing ever. And I'll tell you, I was not sure I would find that again. Like, something I cared so deeply about, like Taudap, or even at Marketo. Honest to God, I was not a founder there, but like, I loved my time there. And I didn't know, one of my biggest fears was like, I may not find that again. But I'm so glad I did. And it's all because of you guys. So on this Thanksgiving, I'm truly expressing gratitude for all of you. I am truly expressing gratitude for my entire team, the Unstoppable team that works behind the scenes to do what they do. They're some of the best in the world, so that I can do what I do, work with founders. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for just being relatively good at what I do. I'm thankful for that. Like, one of my biggest fears is like, I don't remember what I know. And I'm like, oh man, that would suck, because I really enjoy this. I want to give as much of my knowledge as possible. I'm thankful for YouTube. Like, what a crazy, crazy setup, right? Like, I get to sit here and I get to do videos and I get to share it with the world. And we have founders watching from all over. We have founders that I coach from all over the world. And what a cool time to live. And I'm so grateful for all of it. So my closing remark is, find an index card, find something, write down gratitude. As you move forward, every inflection point, good or bad, express some gratitude. It just changes everything. It changed everything for me. It'll really help you accomplish your big goals, whether it's in your personal life or in your company. And at the end of the day, we do this not just to build companies, but so that we can actually bring impact to the world. And so if you're expressing gratitude, also give. If you have things to be thankful for, find ways to give. It makes a huge difference, and I cannot say that enough. So now you know the core principle that I learned that has completely changed my life, and I hope it will for you as well. Happy Thanksgiving. And if you want to work with me, check out my coaching programs. We have a new page up. It outlines everything that we do, as like Unstoppable is really starting to mature. We had to put one page, we're like, here's everything that we do. You can go to tkkader.com/legion, Legion. It's the Unstoppable Legion of SaaS founders, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm so excited to continue to serve you guys in the days and months and years ahead, and making this bigger and really following this truer version that keeps emerging for Unstoppable. I want to thank you so much for joining. If you got value from this video, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you have a fellow founder, fellow team member that would get value from this, even a family member, please share this video with them. It means the world to us. My team and I put a lot of love into these videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, I drop a video with actionable strategies for growing your SaaS business and sometimes your personal life as well, like this one. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon, that way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy. I was get a little choked up when I say this because as we've been growing, it's been like it's been becoming more and more true. So everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode.